Welcome back, and today we're talking about Ikebukuro West Gate Park episode 1. So like always, let's just jump into it. Ikebukuro West Gate Park episode 1. I will have to say right off the bat that I was kind of disappointed by this anime, right? This anime gives me heavy banana fish vibes, so I'm not gonna drop it just yet. I'm still gonna give it like a good 3-4 episodes try, because again, banana fish, it kind of started kind of slow, but at the end of it, it was a great journey, a great story. So I'm kind of hoping the same thing for this anime, because it kind of deals with the same stuff, right? It's dealing with drugs. At least episode 1 is. It's dealing with drugs. It's dealing with gang affiliations. So I really want to see where this anime goes. Now, essentially, first episode starts off with a huge car chasing scene. We see a group of people are chasing this guy. We don't know exactly why. They called him a junkie. I'm guessing he did something wrong with the G-Boys, and he gets ambushed and he ends up fighting Takeshi. He's the leader of the G-Boys. He looks very sophisticated, like higher class. Again, even when he was eating that steak, you can just tell that he holds himself a little bit differently than all the other characters that we meet in this episode. But yeah, Takeshi, we see he can hold his own. He fought this dude who had a knife and was able to just one-shot him. Now, granted, the other guy was probably high on drugs or something like that, but it doesn't matter. I'm sure Takeshi, being known as the king and the leader of the G-Boys, he can probably throw down. He can probably get in a couple, fights and hold his own. Now, we do see a little shot of how big the gang is. They do seem to have a lot of members. So I'm wondering if there's ever going to be like a gang war or something like that, and there's probably going to be some casualties. I'm sure by the end of this anime, if it even holds close to what Banana Fish did, it's going to be absolutely great. I know some people that read, I believe, the manga or the light novel, they spoke very highly of this, so that's why I'm giving this more than one episode try. And honestly, the reason why I didn't like this episode that much, I just didn't feel like I got connected to the characters that much, especially that Mion character. I mean, that little girl, I absolutely hated her. The G-Boys found her. She was trying to set up like a building on fire because this building is dealing drugs, and her mom was in the hospital because of it and stuff like that. So she was trying to get revenge, and it didn't quite work out for her. Again, the G-Boys put a stop to her, and they brought her to Takeshi, and Takeshi kind of spoke with the other main character, Makoto. Now, Makoto, I would like to classify him as the fixer. He's not affiliated with the G-Boys. He's not part of the gang or anything like that. But it seems to me like a lot of people come to Makoto to get problems fixed. Again, Takeshi, he wanted that whole building with the drug dealers and stuff like that. He wanted all those people out because the G-Boys do not tolerate drugs and drug dealing or anything like that. So he kind of holds the gang to a certain degree of respect, right? He doesn't want to deal with drugs. But again, they're still a gang. They're definitely not the good guys. They're definitely doing something illegal. I wonder if it's going to be something like weapons or something along those lines. Maybe they're extorting people for money to protect their businesses. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but I can assure you that G-Boys are definitely not good. They're a gang. They're doing some bad stuff, some illegal stuff. Now, Makoto, he picks up this little girl, Mion, tried to get revenge for her mom. And I mean, Makoto seems to have a lot of connections. I mean, this dude knows the police, the chief of police. He was talking to him to get information about the drug dealers and stuff like that. Heck, even when he went to the shop, and this is the scene that I kind of hated, because, he went to the shop to try to get information about the drug dealers and what kind of product they're selling, try to see if there's anything illegal going on to get them to shut down. We see that Mion literally just messes up the whole thing. She gets a bottle and throws it at the owner's face. Like, come on, girl. You know what I mean? Like, are you serious right now? Like, Makoto is trying to help you. He's like in enemy territory, right? And you're like messing up the whole plan. Like, when Mion did that, like, I just started hating this little kid. Again, I know she's a little kid. She got nervous. I can understand, again, she's a little kid. I would honestly say that it's Makoto's fault for just bringing the kid into this situation, right? She should have just, Makoto should have just left the little girl at home or somewhere safe. But, the little girl wants to insist to come with Makoto and investigate. So, I guess he didn't really care. But yeah, that whole scene really pissed me off a little bit because, damn, girl, like, you just ruined everything almost. Now, the G-Boys kind of investigate the owner of the shop. I believe his name was Okachi. And, he has an apartment. They were able to get the code. The G-Boys are very resourceful. They're very resourceful. And they find this whole operation where they're growing what seems to be weed. I don't know what kind of drug it is. I'm guessing they didn't say exactly what it was. They just know that it's dangerous. But yeah, they found everything out. They plant drugs in the actual shop. They sent an anonymous tip. I mean, this whole episode was just showing how Makoto and how resourceful he is when it comes to like the little missions that he gets given, like getting rid of all the drugs in that building. I mean, he knows the chief of police. He knows an expert hacker that was able to get data from the building and sales records and the dues when the owner closes early, so he goes to to his meetings. I mean, Makoto, he has that connection. So I'm guessing if you live in Ikebukuro, you definitely want to know this guy because he can pretty much get anything you want done. I'm sure there's going to be a prize for this. Now, I do want to talk about the last little bit of the episode. We see Mion with her mother. She's out of the hospital. She's saying thank you to Makoto and how she wishes, like a little brother. Everything is happy. Everything is dandy. But, somebody is watching Makoto. It seems to be like a group of people. And that leads me to, when the chief of police said that usually when it comes to drugs and drugs organization, the people that run it in the shadow, those are the real dangerous people. And I'm guessing that's who those people are. The people that were watching Makoto at the end of the episode. I'm guessing those were the legit owners, another gang, and there's going to be some type of gang retaliation or some type of revenge. And I'm guessing this is where the series is going to get a lot more serious, a lot more dangerous, and where I think it's going to start to pick up. Overall, that first episode wasn't the best, especially compared to some of the other animes that we gotten, and they absolutely have killed it on episode 1. But again, I have heard a lot of people talk great about the source material, so I'm gonna give this a couple more episodes and we'll see where we go. But overall, first impressions, it was quite okay. But like always, let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments down below. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.